All right, so continuing on, I like to create a search bar. So we don't have this in our form yet, but that's okay. We'll just create a new input field and style it so it looks like this search bar up here. All right. All right, so let's first of all create that input field. I'm going to end show here and go into my form. Here we go. And the very top. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this. Okay, and this is, I'll just name this search. Search and search. So I'm just going to have another bar up here named search. Okay, and I don't feel like I need the label here. Okay, because I don't need a label. I'm just going to take out the label here, and we go. And in here, I am going to give it a class. Okay, equals search bar. Okay, search bar. All right, so I'm going to go File, Save All, and in search bar, okay, so I'm going to go to Style, okay, search bar, there we go, search bar. I'm going to give it all the, there we go, so I have that. All right, so what I need to tell search bar to have is the background image, and then try and position the background and tell it not to repeat. So the background I'm going to enter here is this one here. Okay, this search icon, this one here. It's not very big. Okay, so quite small. I've made it only 20 pixels by 20 pixels, quite small, so it fits in there. So let's go add that in there. So background image with the URL. Okay, and it's going to be, of course, // because we're in a CSS folder right now. Then it has to go into images because that's where it is, right? For right now we're in style.css, so we have to get out of that folder into the main directory. Then we have to find images folder, and then from there I look for the search icon. .png, and this is provided to you in Web Campus, so you just have to go look for it. And I don't want this to background repeat. I don't want it to repeat, so no repeat. And I want to position this maybe 10 pixels, 10 pixels, okay. And I also want to have padding of, let's see, 10 pixels. All around in there. Okay, here we go. So let's go see if that worked out with the class. Okay, so I'm just gonna go File, Save All. Make sure you have the search icon in your images, otherwise it will not work. All right, so let's go here, and there we have it. Okay, right. So one thing I like to do is maybe have a border around it instead of having the underline. That looks sort of strange, right? So I'm going to have a proper border around it. So border 1 pixel, solid, and I want it to be gray, and I do want a border radius. Okay, border radius to be 4 pixels. Okay, and here we go. Let's go back, and I think I've already saved all. Right, so you can pause the video here if you need to look at the code. Otherwise, hop on over here and take a look. Oh, that didn't quite work out. I can see that. Right, okay, so let's go see what's with the border. Didn't quite work out. Border 1 pixel, solid gray. Perhaps there's, let's see what could be it. Okay, position. Okay, let's, maybe if I made the border a bit thicker, that might show. Okay, so File, Save All. Let's go take a look. No. Okay, so when I hover it over it, the border works. Okay, border. What if I were to take out bottom border here? Okay, maybe I'll just, let me problem solve by kind of commenting this out here and see if that is the issue, you can work around it. File, save all. Okay, let's go see if that's the problem here. No, still not showing the border around it. Okay, so that was not the problem. All right, so I did a little bit of problem solving, and it turns out that I had to take out the border none from the input type equals text here. Okay, so we'll have to find another way. Perhaps we have to apply a class to this if we want to have border none. Okay, what ends up happening is that the search bar seems to be acting a bit strange in regards to the border when I do border none for all inputs in general. So anyway, what I did was I took it out of the input type equals text selector declaration. Anyways, continuing on, so here we have another mistake that I found was that I have to have background position, not just position, for the background image, 10 pixels, 10 pixels. So if you just want to pause this video for a while and take a look at my code here, that's what you would enter. Okay, so I'm just going to file, save all, and now you have this looking like this here. Okay, so notice that when I start typing, it kind of has that background, that icon in the background. So maybe you want that to disappear when you start typing. So what would that state be? It would be the focus state, right? So I'm going to go in here and when I go input type text focus, I want the background image to be none. Okay, and let's go file, save all, and see if that works. Okay, so when I start typing, there we go. So when I focus in it, then there is no more background image, which is awesome. Okay, all right, so we have a little bit more time left. Let's move on to the next thing, which is the animated search input bar, which is kind of cool, and it kind of is a segue to what we're going to learn in our next video, where we add transitions and sort of like animations to images on our web page. So let's take a look at this. Animated search input. So in this example, we're going to use a transition property. So this is an introduction to a transition property to animate the width of the search input when it gets on focus. So when I click on the search input bar, it's going to kind of get longer. That's kind of neat, right? So first we have to set the input on focus, what width you want it to be. Here it says 100%. I think I'm going to just keep it with a fixed values. So on focus, I want it to be the width to be, I just want it to get longer. So let's say I want the width to be 800 pixels, okay, from 500 to 800. And then here I'm going to use the transition property, making the width over 0.4 seconds ease in out. Okay, so using the transition property, okay, I want the width to change over 0.4 seconds to ease in, out. Okay, again, that's changing the width over 0.4 seconds to ease in, out. Let's save all, and let's go take a look at the very cool effect. Okay, so I'm gonna click on it. Ooh, and then when I click on it, it gets longer, but it eases out and it eases back in. All right, so that is it for the kind of the cool new CSS tricks I wanted to show you in terms of the input and the form fields. All right, so have some fun with that. Go work on your activities after watching this video, and then we'll look at the next video, which looks at these kind of cool transitions for images.